beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I feel like it's been forever since I've said that, almost a year since I've actually put out any video. Before I even start, well, I know where to start first. I'm gonna prime my face, so I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. HD hydrating primer. So for most of you that do not know, I graduated from uni almost a year ago. And let me tell you, adult life in this adult world and adulting in general is super ghetto. I remember when I was growing up and I would tell my mom, I cannot wait to get older. I can't wait. Into a really good university in high school. I went there for 2 weeks. And then I came back home and I was like, you know what, this isn't for me. I just wasn't ready to, I guess, to be away from home. We sat down in our living room and we had this discussion because it was almost 2 weeks till, you know, classes started for university. And if you're Nigerian, hello, like, I just can't, you know, sit my ass at home not doing anything. So I told my mom, I was like, listen, I'll go to a community college, I'll go to a city college for 2 years, you know, save money. Freshman year is where I would have to say my depression somewhat started. Those 4 years, I would say, were the worst years of my life. I was miserable. And there's a thing called being a functioning depressed person, and I would say that was what I was without me even knowing that that was what I was. And I remember just always going back and forth with my relationship with God also, right? And just trying to figure out, like, why God, like, why am I this miserable? Why, you know, at times would I feel so much better laying in bed all day. My senior year of college is where things definitely just went left for me, and I started dealing with anxiety. And I remember the first night I got anxiety. Like, I've never experienced something like that. Like, I knew I was depressed, yes, but anxiety is like a whole nother ball game. Like, and I'm kind of getting emotional even talking about this because going through that kind of experience opened a lot of doors for a lot more evil, just bad things to keep happening, right? And I remember the night that I had my first ever anxiety. I remember calling my brother on FaceTime, and just, I wasn't able to breathe. It felt like my lungs were collapsing and I was dying, right? And I was just struggling to breathe and I just couldn't breathe. And I remember my brother on the other end of the phone. Oh my god, why am I getting so emotional? This is so stupid. Okay, whatever. And I remember my brother on the end of the phone call just telling me, relax, breathe, it's okay, just breathe, it's okay. Sitting in the corner, my back behind my wall, and just like doing something like that, just trying to fill my lungs with oxygen again. And this is where I would also say that my relationship with God also went downhill and also picked back up. So the second semester is where I would have to say that post-graduate depression started to, like, slowly kick in. Something that I, again, didn't really understand because I had spent 4 years doing what I was supposed to do to make my parents happy. Graduated top of my class with honors, not just one honor, with double honors. You know, took extra classes, you know, did a lot of stuff, right? Just to kind of prove to the world and prove to my parents and society that, you know, yes, I can do this. I am a educated, strong black woman. Kind of just felt like that wasn't enough. I self-sabotaged myself a couple of times. After I graduated from college, you know, I got a graduate assistant fellowship that basically would have allowed me to go to grad school for free. And you know, when you're in that kind of depressed mentality, you're not really thinking clear. So I declined the graduate assistant fellowship, and I moved back home because I was like, you know what, I'll go back home, I got this, I'll figure it out, it's gonna be okay. And that's where my faith in God also comes in. Is just knowing that when one door closes, another door is always right there, you know, to be open. Like what is meant for me will be for me, right? And that graduate assistant fellowship also just didn't feel right. And I'm the kind of person where the energy has to feel right, the aura has to feel like, just everything about that atmosphere has to feel right. Just knowing how my brain works and how I function in an environment. I moved back home, which was another scenario, another roller coaster that I was on. And just kind of just seeing the disappointment in my dad, of him basically, you know, gradually just kind of figuring out that, okay, my daughter is not going back to school right now, okay, my daughter is not doing this right now, okay. Like we never really talked about it because, you know, I just didn't tell my dad. I was like, okay, eventually, if I've been home for this couple of months, he's gonna know that I'm not going back to school right now. And that was kind of what happened. Sorry, Dad. But, you know, that's how my dad somewhat found out that I wasn't going back to school. And I was able to get a job at one of my friends' job. And I remember just feeling so sad because it was when I realized that I felt like this sort of displacement in society about me, and I felt extremely discouraged because I had gone from a girl that, you know, had this college degree, you know, did everything she was supposed to do in college, graduated with honors, and here I was asking people, would you like onions in your burgers? So to me, like, not that saying that there's anything wrong with that, you know, like, but to me that was kind of like an ego shot. Like still struggling, and I still wasn't hitting this happiness, like this, I cannot in my head kind of just saw it as a pyramid, right? And I needed to get to the top of this pyramid, and that would prove that, you know, my happiness was there and I was happy, and I needed, you know, this corporate job or just whatever, and that would solve all of my problems, and that's what I wanted. But it didn't. I felt like, you know, I was moving 10 steps backwards while everyone was moving 10 steps ahead. And I feel like that's the thing with depression, is it makes you feel like you're the only one going through, like, okay, I want to get out of this bondage, like get me out of feeling like this, you know. And it was honestly, again, just trying to find my way back to God, and just realizing that, hey, you know what, I've gone through things worse than this, and what has always been there to pull me through, not human beings but God. Okay, so that was who I needed to, you know, go to. So it was just me finding myself, falling on my knees, just crying to God, and just crying to him like, hey, you know what, I'm tired, you know, like I know you must be tired of me being tired, kind of situation with God. And just, you know, just asking him and just praying like, God, please lift this feeling that I'm having, like please just lift it away from me. Like I don't want to feel like this. Like this is not how I am. Like my nickname in my family is Ebun Smiley, and I got that nickname because that's how I've always been. Was no matter the situation, y'all could see me skipping down the street with a big old smile on my face. Just that 4 years of college and post-college barely cracked a smile, you know. And if I did, they weren't like genuine smile. It wasn't like a genuine smile, you know. So it was just telling God like, hey, you know, like this is not who I am. This is not the Ebun that I know, that you know, like my name means gifts from God, and right now I'm the complete opposite. I remember just multiple times, you know, just crying to God and just letting him know, like, hey, you know what, I can't do this by myself. Like, I can't overcome this feeling that I feel by myself. And you know, I can be around all my friends and around people that love me so much and still feel empty on the inside, right? Or like just save face, just, you know, smile, you know, just to smile. And just from what I've realized from this 4 years and this 1 year that's about to be up of taking a break from school and just society in general, is that like, no one does it for me but God, you know. And when I say that, when I tell that to people, they don't understand what I mean. And I mean it as, you know, like, you know, it's not to say that I'm empty, right, when I'm surrounded by people, but like, no one does it for me but God, right? Like, no one makes me feel the amount of joy and the amount of happiness that I feel but God. And it's honestly just learning that on my own and understanding that and coming to the realization that, hey, wait, you know what, every time I've been in this kind of hole, right, like, what gets me out of it? Not humans, you know. Like, it's great to have a friend to talk to, it's great to have, you know, people around you, but like, at the end of the day, what do I call to? You know, who do I, you know, not really, you know, phone call, call, but like, who do I go to at the end of the day? And it's honestly, you know, Jesus, my Lord and Savior. Like, God has saved me so much, even in times that I'm like, you know what, God, like, and he's come through, okay, like, in days of where I'll just be like, what, like, how, you know, like, how did that happen? How is that happening? You know, like, it is honestly God. I've been at my lowest, right, of just not knowing what to do, and it's been God that has pushed me through this. So I think even just going through this depression and this postgraduate depression, what I will say has come out of it that has made me extremely happy is, you know, my relationship with God and having me time. Let, you know, depression win. You can't let those kind of mental thoughts win. Like, you gotta take back control of your life, right? And you can't let these things have full control over you or any control over you. And do I still have my days where, you know, I wake up and I'm like, yay, I'm so excited for tomorrow, I'm so excited for today, we're gonna get so much done, and then just all of a sudden my body and my mind does a whole 360 and it's like, boom, you ain't getting nothing done today. You thought you were going to get something done today, you know. So I still have my days. I definitely still have my days. Just to finish up the video, basically it's just letting you know, whoever's watching this video, that it's okay. It is absolutely okay to be going through whatever you're going through, and don't feel like you're the only one, you know, in the world going through this. I know it might feel like that, I know it might sound like that, you know, but you're definitely not the only one going through this kind of situation. It is such an unfortunate thing to go through, but I feel like coming out of it only makes you stronger to be able to take on whatever else battles you gotta take, you know, over. And it's also okay to, you know, want to take time to yourself, try to figure out what is the next chapter of your life. What do you want to do with your life? What do you even want to do, you know, at all? It's absolutely okay. You know, just know that my heart is with you, and you know, God sees you, God hears you, you know, the energies around you sees you, they feel you, you know. And again, it's just also keeping, you know, your surroundings and people around you you know, sacred, protecting your energy and protecting your space. And every fiber of me feels you and loves you, and you know, I am stretching out my arms and what you're hugging right now because you're loved, you know, and God put us here for a reason, you know. So you just gotta kill it, you know, you just gotta, you know, do you, boo, you feel me? Like, go out there and kill shit, you know. It's easier said than done, I know, but God's got you, and eventually, you know, it's going to be okay. eventually it's going to be okay. I'm a testament of, you know, just God's love and God's favor and God's just undeniable, you know, favor upon my life. And me talking and enough of this lights, because oh girl, I forgot how this lights just hit up on you. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let's all share our struggles. Let's all share, you know, whatever we've all gone through. Yeah, I'm gonna stop saying you know now and just exit out this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a blessed day. I hope you have a blessed month. I hope you have a blessed year, you know. So peace and love. Bye.